Hi, this is art teacher Amber, and I am here today to talk about mandalas with you. Mandalas is a Sanskrit word meaning circle or center, and we're going to create nature mandalas today using leaves that you can pick from your yard. If you're at a time of year where there are no leaves in your yard, don't fret, we can make our own leaves. So these mandalas I made by tracing leaves. I have a few examples here. I traced a bunch of leaves in a certain pattern and then I filled them in with color. So today we're going to need a square piece of paper, a pencil, something to color your mandalas in with. You could use crayons, colored pencils, markers, watercolors, whatever you have on hand. And then we probably would like to find something in our house that we can make a circle with. So a paper plate, a bowl, maybe you have a compass. If you have a compass and a ruler, that's great too. We can use those tools, but we can also just keep it really simple. If you don't have anything to trace, we can just do our best to freehand a circle, and that'll be a true handmade nature mandala. So go ahead and gather your materials and we'll go ahead and get started. All right, welcome back. I have three kinds of leaves here. This is a cottonwood, this is a choke cherry, and this is an aspen leaf. I'm just gonna pick one for my first mandala. If you do not have a leaf, all you need to do is find a piece of paper, fold it in half. You can draw just kind of like you do a heart. You can make a shape like this on the folded side and grab some scissors, and you can cut yourself your own leaf shape. So you can make a leaf shape if you do not have a leaf on a tree that you can borrow. Okay, so I have my leaf shape. Now I need to have a circle to trace this with. If you have a compass and you want to find your center of your square paper, go ahead and do that. I'm going to use a paper plate just to show you that we can use anything circular that we have around the house. So it's kind of got bumpy edges, but that's okay. I have a pencil and I'm just gonna hold the plate with one hand. I'm gonna go around. It's bumpy, but I'll smooth it out later. So I traced my plate. I'm going to put that to the side. If you have a Sharpie, you can go ahead and trace your circle shape, or maybe you have a dark colored crayon or dark colored pencil. I'm going to go ahead and trace mine just so you can see this better on the video. And if you don't know how to get a square piece of paper, all you need to do is take a regular piece of paper and fold one corner. Here, I'll move this so you can see. One corner over so it matches the edge. And then you'll cut off this part right here. And if you cut that off, voila, it'll give you a square piece of paper. Let's move that back for you so you can see. So now I have a circle shape, and I have my leaf, and I have my pencil. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to just kind of guess where the middle of my circle is and put a little dot. So I'm just going to eyeball it. If you would like to use a ruler and a compass and be precise, that is totally a great option. But for this purpose, I'm just going to freehand it. So I found my little center. I'm going to take my leaf. I'm going to line up the vein of my leaf. See that big vein that runs through? I'm going to line it up. So the tip of my leaf points to my circle and the vein points to my center dot. And I'm going to carefully hold my leaf. They get kind of squirrely sometimes, but this isn't something that has to be precise, so we just trace the best we can. Maybe you have a friend to help you hold your leaf down while you trace. So I have one leaf shape traced. Now I'm going to turn my leaf upside down so it looks like I have an arrow pointing up. I'm going to do one pointing this way. Line up my tip to my circle. This time I might trace my stem. Trace my leaf. Everybody's going to have different shaped leaves, so you'll have different shapes that come out. So here's that leaf shape. Here's that leaf shape. I have two so far. So now I have two. One going up, one going down. Let's face one to the side. So I'm going to find the middle going this way, and I'm going to trace my leaf the best I can. I'm not going to follow every little ridge, line, and bump. So there's my leaf on that side, and I'll do the same thing going this way. So we go up and flip it down. We go to one side, flip it to the other side. We're making a balanced mandala using our leaves. Okay, so as you can see, I have one up, one down, one side, and one side. Maybe you want to stop there, or maybe we can add more. Do you see how I have up, down, side to side, but I don't have anything on my diagonal? These are my diagonals. So I can just draw a light line there to show you. So I might take my leaf and go ahead and line them up on the diagonal. So I have a leaf between my other leaves, but they're actually overlapping. I'm going to get a lot of overlapping leaf shapes. Look at that. See, it's overlapping. I'm going to just keep moving my leaf onto every diagonal. If I'm going too fast, you can always pause this. Maybe you have a little leaf and you're way ahead of me. My leaf is so big. So I have that, and now, oh, there's another space I need to fill in, so I'm going to put it on this side. Trace my leaf. Trace my leaf. And then I have one more space up here. So I'm going to put my leaf on that space. And all of a sudden I'm going to have a lot of lines on my page, because I've traced my leaf how many times? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times. 8's an even number, right? If I would have traced my leaf 9 times or 7 times, I would have missed a spot. So I'm going to put my leaf to the side, and now I have all these spaces. If you have a dark crayon or color pencil or Sharpie, this is where we'll trace our leaf shapes. Some people like to do all the little ridges of the leaves and get really detailed. I'm just going to make my leaf smooth. It's okay if you don't follow your lines exactly, but it is good to go slow. Try to make the cleanest lines you can. You can turn your paper if that helps to keep tracing. Sometimes my hand won't turn certain ways, so I can just move my paper. It's much easier. Okay, I have one more. I did mine kind of fast, so if you're still doing it, feel free to pause. But this is our basic mandala shape. So here's my other cottonwood mandala that I did, but I had my leaves a little bigger, so they filled in my middle. Here my middle is different, huh? It's a different size of leaf, so it makes a different pattern. So now the next step will to be, what colors do I want to fill in? I chose one color for the same shape in the background, and then each other shape I picked the same color. So all the same shapes, I picked the same color. Here's another example. See how I only used really 3 colors here, one for each shape. So you can decide what colors you want to fill it in. This one was a smaller leaf with a bunch of wiggly lines, and I ended up using yellow 3 times and green 3 times, and this one I added a border to it. You can do that as well. Okay, so on to coloring. Alright, so I have a basic watercolor set that most schools have, and a super basic watercolor brush. I have a napkin in case I make a mess or I need to clean my brush off, and I have a jar of water to rinse my brush. So when I do watercolors, I like to start with the lightest color first, wherever that's going to be. So yellow is my lightest color, and whereas black would be my darkest color, right, that I would use. So I have to decide what colors do I want to use. And I think I'm going to go ahead and put yellow in the middle. So yellow is going to be my middle. If you have a lot of lines that you want to erase, you can first. I'm going to rinse my brush, and now I'm just going to fill in all my different parts with whatever color I want. Maybe you do your favorite colors. Maybe you decide you want nature colors since it's a nature mandala and you just do colors that you see in your yard of nature. Here's the secret. All the colors of the rainbow are nature colors, aren't they? Not just blue and green. Every color of the rainbow is secretly a nature color. Maybe I'll do these little spots. So if I'm doing little spots, I might need a little brush, or I just use the tippy top of my brush. Alright, so then just keep plugging in. I did a dark color, but now I realize I should have probably done my lighter one. I'm going to go ahead and use some orange. So this is just filling in. If you want to go ahead and do whatever colors you want, we will skip to the end and I'll show you how this turned out. Okay, so I am just finishing up adding my watercolor to this mandala. Maybe you did color pencils or markers. If you do watercolors, you know that your paper gets buckled a little bit as it gets wet. But here you are. Everybody's probably looks a lot different, which is the amazing part of art. But this was all made by using one single leaf from your yard, drawing a circle, and then tracing your leaf, making some patterns, and then filling in the color. So you made a nature-inspired mandala, and now that you've made one, you can try different shape leaves to make different patterns, different color schemes, and just have fun with it. I really enjoyed doing art with you today, and we'll see each other next time.